What's up, everybody? When I first started doing these videos, I started out with the blues scales, and one of the first things that I talked about were magic altissimo fingerings. And today we're going to go over magic altissimo fingering number 1. This is super important for anyone that's trying to learn altissimo on a tenor sax, because we have this magical fingering. It's freakish with how many notes you can play using not just one fingering, but literally one finger to play it, which is the front key. I talked about magic altissimo fingering number 1, which is just the front, magic altissimo fingering number 2, which is split F, exactly like F with the 2 finger up, and magic altissimo fingering number 3, which is the high F sharp key. But today we're just going to go over magic altissimo fingering number 1, which is just the front key. And all of this assumes that we have the octave key down, of course, for everything. So let's get started. So how many notes can you play using just this one fingering? Right now I'm up to about 14. Yeah, 14. 14 is greater than an octave. So it's not scalar in a way, but 14 different notes using one fingering. So just using this fingering here, I only use 3 of those notes with that fingering. But it's so versatile, and it's pivotal and critical if you're getting started with altissimo and you want to start building up some confidence, because you know you can just go to that one and pop out some high notes, and then you can just kind of work your way backwards from there. So let's get started. So magic altissimo fingering number 1, which is just the front key by itself, of course holding down the octave key. What are the 14 different notes we can play? Well, let's go through it. We got middle E flat, then we got palm E flat, we got altissimo G, that's above it, we got altissimo C, altissimo C sharp, altissimo D, altissimo E, altissimo F, double altissimo G, double altissimo A flat, double altissimo A, double altissimo B flat, double altissimo B natural, and double altissimo C. 14 different notes I'm gonna play for you now. So let's do it. All right, so hopefully I can do this without too many edits, but because I only really use 3 or 4 of these. So let's get started. Middle E flat. So if you're using like a blues thing, this sounds pretty cool. It's a nice effect. E flat blues scale. See, I'm using that for middle E flat. So palm E flat. This note sounds terrible. I never use this fingering to play this note. I'll play the blues scale and then I'll finish on the palm E flat using magic altissimo fingering number 1. Sounds like garbage. So with the middle E flat, palm E flat, with the next note we got our altissimo G. I'll play a G arpeggio and then I'll use the altissimo fingering right here. Right, so you can hear how the lower E flats sound in that G using that fingering, because those undertones, so to speak, want to come through. So let's keep moving on. Altissimo C, I'll play a C arpeggio, a C sharp arpeggio, and a D arpeggio for you. So here's the C, and then I'll show you how to use this one fingering here in order to play the altissimo. So here's the C. C sharp. D. All right, so from here we can play altissimo D, E, F, and G just using this fingering right here. So I'm gonna start on the double altissimo G and then work my way down. Hopefully I can do this because it's kind of hard to do. It should sound like this. just using Magic Altissimo fingering number 1. So we got D, E, F, G, double altissimo G. So from there, you can go back to using this like it's your super altissimo cheat. Let me make sure you can see all of this. All right, so from here, I'm gonna play double altissimo A flat arpeggios all the way up through double altissimo C arpeggios, with the top note being just with the front or Magic Altissimo fingering number 1. So let's start on our A flat. And then A. And then B flat. Then B. And then C. Okay, and that's about all I have for that. But as you can see, this note or this fingering is super versatile when you are learning altissimo. So if I was to teach someone that's saying, man, I'm having problems playing altissimo, I can't get these notes to come out, look, you got a magic button right here, squeak out anything and reproduce it. Can you reproduce that note? Whatever that note is, that's your new fingering. Now, my suggestions are everything that I went through in the major scales and in the blues scales. So I only ever use that fingering to play the middle E flat, like in that blues thing. That's a really nice effect. G. I use it to play D, like the altissimo D. So I use it to play altissimo D. I usually use it in some kind of bluesy fashion, like a something like that. And then I only ever use it to play the highest note that I play, which is that C, double altissimo C. So that's how I use that. So it's an excellent way to get started and get you familiar with just punching out something high and making some sense out of it. So tune in next time. I'm going to do Magic Altissimo fingering number 2, which is going to be split F. It's not nearly going to be as versatile as this, but it really gets you thinking about producing overtones in order to play altissimo. So see ya.